Good morning, and here is the schedule for Friday, the 25th of June. So, as usual, we start with the morning comprehension, and they can just read until all the children come, and that should be round about 8:15. Then, on a Friday morning, we usually go over our maths homework. So they get their homework books, and they open on the necessary pages. Today it's going to be 34, 35, and then there's also a page right at the back, 76. So what they do is they open up and they swap, and then teacher, you can just call out the answers, and then they can mark it. Here are the pages that we will be doing, checking. And then once that you have done that, you can just go around and initial all the children's books and check that if everything is okay. If children are making mistakes on whole sections, then they must do corrections. The page at the back here is page 76, and it's multiple choice. I've highlighted all the correct answers, and again I'll just send you a screenshot of that. What we do here is usually if they get full marks for this page, there's 8 questions on this page. If they get 8 out of 8, then they can get 100 row points. Alright, once maths is done, they need to also hand in my phonics and spelling for marking. So they open that up, and usually I get them to check that they've done their sentences properly, that they started with a capital letter and it ended with a full stop. And if it's a question sentence, that they've used a question mark. Once homework is done, then we can start with the English spelling test. The English spelling test is done at the front of the test books with a heading and date. I've written here, don't worry about the dictation, leave that for now. I think where we can keep life simple, we should. So just test them on their spelling words. So usually when they do their spelling words, we have a heading and date. They're number 1 to 10, and in the middle fold, they're number 11 to 20. All right, just like with the Afrikaans spelling, call out the words, put the word in a sentence to give it context, because there are a lot of words, what we call homophones, that they sound exactly the same. So the context will give it meaning, and then they'll know what spelling to use. All right, then you can, once you've called out the words, you can just call them one by one to your desk and get it marked. And if they get full marks, again, they can get 100 row points per person. All right, the next book after that is going to be Language for Life, and that is on page 48. If you have a look at that book here, it's this one here. It talks about food chains. We've actually spoken quite a bit about food chains in class already. All right, that's where something consumes something, and so on and so forth, and a chain is formed. All right, so these are just different kinds of food chains you can discuss, talk about it. The children complete the labeling, and they can color it in. All right, the last thing before break time that they can do is that maths test that I told you about yesterday. It's a maths test on shape. What I normally do is I cut around for the children. Then they just stick it in their hardcover maths book with the date and heading. You do not have to mark the maths test. That can just be left for when I get back to school. All right, so again, just place that in their hardcover maths books, and they stick it in just like any kind of test that they do. All right, so that should take them more or less up to eating time or break time. All right, obviously they don't go out until that is finished. Then break time is normal time from 10:30 to 11. And then when they come back after break, they can do one page of Geniet dit, which is on page 53. All right, this is changing sentences from the present tense into the future tense. So we've got vandag en môre. We've done verlede tyd already, so they're kind of used to changing sentences. All right, so this is just going to the future tense. What I tell them is the werkwoord, the doing word, the word that shows action, needs to go on the end of the sentence. This particular exercise starts with very simple sentences, so it's easy. And then obviously we include, because it's future tense, we include the word sal after the pronoun or the voornaamwoord in Afrikaans. From here you can see the sentences get a little bit more difficult. What I do is I get them to circle the verb or the werkwoord, the doing word, so they can see very clearly. We also read through the sentences and go over what they mean, so they're very clear on what they mean. And then we just remind the children that after the person, the voornaam, then comes the word sal, and this werkwoord needs to go right on the end of the sentence. All right, so some children will have no problem. Sometimes I do 1 or 2 examples on the board for them. Sometimes children have no problem, some children have no problem, other children struggle a little bit more. So just watch out. Go behind them and see if they are actually getting this correct word order. Okay, so that is the last book they do on a Friday. And then they're going to go on to art. And for art, they're going to be making these little nature booklets, which will require these 2 handouts. And I will do a whole different, I think I will do another little video just explaining how to make that. All right, that's Friday for today. And enjoy the rest of your day and definitely enjoy your weekend.